And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today I want to talk a little bit about freedom. Freedom for the individual and alleviating burden. That is a worthwhile purpose. Freedom for the individual. We all humans, all of us, we want freedom. The moment our freedom is taken away and we are forced to do something that we don't want to do, we want to do that thing even more. This creates a problem because if you're forced to do something, guess what? You won't learn. You'll actually just be upset with the person who is forcing you, and therefore there's always going to be a win-lose situation. A goal in business is to always have a win-win situation. So if you are forced by one party, guess what? You'll want to force the other party back. This is how we get to violence, people. This is how we get to war. You cannot solve solutions with force. And this is why in some ways, I'm making the Men of High Value channel, the Men of High Value movement, in some ways a political battle as well. We believe in freedom for the individual, and we want to help and alleviate the burden of other people. At the same time that we alleviate burden and build people up, we have to remember that people must take personal responsibility for their own lives, for their own incomes, and the people that they love. So what does that mean? Well, in terms of governmental issues, the government, over the past 100 years, there's been drastic changes to government. The past 1800 years or 6,000 years, or however long you want to say that civilization has existed, most of that time people have been able to live for free. In terms of maybe they owned land, right? That's not for free, but they were able to live freely on their property and on their land without the government coming in and forcing them to do certain actions. Yes, there were tyrants and kings at times that would force the people to do things the way they wanted to do, and also to pay taxes. But that was met with huge resistance from the people. Why should they pay taxes to a king for no purpose at all except to build him up? And in times of war. Now, in times of war, it's understandable that the country needs to stand together and you need to work together to win over the foe and the enemy who's trying to take over. But that's a different story, because that really doesn't happen that much yet in our day. What is going on today is that the governments are taking over people's lives. And in Norway, for example, you believe that your tax rate is about 20 to 25 to 30%, while it's actually double the amount, simply because you don't only pay taxes on your income. You pay taxes on everything. Okay? There's a tax levied on every single thing that you purchase, every single person that you employ, and etc., 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 etc. And if you count all of that in, you end up counting taxes as taking approximately 60 to 70% of your income, of the potential of your business, or the potential of what you make from your employer, simply for giving you perhaps a few services that most oftentimes do not measure up to what you would expect. So that is one of my life battles, is to actually help build up the freedom of the individual, bring down the centralized power of big government, and bring it back to the people. Bring it back to the people who it belongs to, that they can have their own freedom in their own hands and be able to voluntarily build other people up and help them. And that is my purpose. And I invite you to be part of that purpose and bring people up voluntarily and help create political parties or build up political parties that focus on the freedom of the individual. We believe that people in general are fantastic. They're nice. They're trying to do the very best with what they can. Yes, you need to have strict laws. Yes, you need to have police. Yes, you need to have a national defense. Yes, you need to have a judiciary system that sets up laws for the people. But they need to be by the people and for the people, so that everyone can agree and make compromises on things that are important to the people, and not be levied by a few individuals governing us and making a lot of money from simply just talking and creating laws. Government needs to be brought back to the individual, that they may take responsibility for their actions and fail so that they can learn. Yes, will there be people who fall outside and basically are struggling to get their feet back on the ground and getting things moving and rolling again? Absolutely. Families would be way more important in a society where there is no big government, where you only have police, judiciary system, and the defense. Focus on the family. Focus on the individual and giving them freedom to do what they want without allowing them to hurt other people's freedom. Now that is a system that I adore, that I will promote for the rest of my life, because I know that for the next generation, this is what it's needed to happen, so that we can protect our families, protect our lives, and be happy in the process of volunteering our time and money to build stronger and happier societies. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.